Ladies and gentlemen, a month after his party lost control of the capital, Aam Aadmi Party chief Arvind Kejriwal has turned to meditation once again, this time for a 10-day Vipassana retreat in Hoshiarpur in Punjab. Arvind Kejriwal, along with his wife, Sunita, is set to attend a Vipassana meditation course at the Dhammadhaja Vipassana Center beginning tomorrow. Now, the couple arrived late Tuesday night at the Forest Rest House in Johal, which is about 14 kilometers from Hoshiarpur. But it was not that which caught the attention. This was this cavalcade, which we have tried to number and count, but we lost count after a while. Because this cavalcade included more than 100 Punjab police personnel and luxury bulletproof vehicles and cars. And this lavish security arrangement that you see on your screens quickly drew sharp criticism. Interestingly, the first salvo came not from the BJP or the Congress, but from within the Aam Aadmi Party itself. Aam Aadmi Party MP Swati Maliwal took the first dig at Arvind Kejriwal and said that Arvind Kejriwal's convoy was bigger than that of Donald Trump. The BJP and the Congress quickly followed suit, questioning how a leader who claims to represent the Aam Aadmi can travel with such elaborate VIP privileges using state resources and the taxpayers' money. In fact, some even dubbed his meditation retreat a Maharaja-style affair, while others accused him of being overtly ambitious in the quest for power. Listen into some of these reactions.
मुझे समझ नहीं आता ये कैसी विपासना है, उसको शांति भी नहीं मिल रही। वो कोई विपासना के लिए नहीं गए। कभी वो मुख्यमंत्री बनने का सपना देखते हैं, वो एमएलओ से मिलेंगे, फिर वो राज्यसभा में जाने का सपना देखते हैं। वो अपने सपनों को साकार करने के लिए गए हैं। पर मुझे खेद है, जो आदमी कभी ऑल्टो गाड़ी में घुमा करता था, वैगनार में घुमा करता था और कहता था मैं साधारण आदमी हूं, आज जो 50 हारने के बाद अभी तक भी इतना अहंकार है, हारने के बाद भी 50 गाड़ियों का काफिला चाहिए। अपनी जो अंदर की उनकी जो अंदर है ना, उनको अंदर से शांति नहीं मिलती जब तक वो अपने आप को बड़ा नहीं महसूस कराते।
Cars are being sent, if security is being sent, then it raises a question. He's now just an ordinary person. Of course, he's convener of a national party. That is okay. But no national party gets this kind of reception. I mean, Kharge ji is a chief of a very, very much larger national party. I don't think Kharge ji, whether in Delhi or in any other state when he goes, gets this kind of VIP treatment. I think the Aam Aadmi Party seems to have lost its moorings and its balance. And they are somehow clinging to symbols of power. And Arvind Kejriwal, I've always maintained, has had this passion for power and use and abuse of power. And I think he continues to do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Arvind Kejriwal is known for going in for Vipassana meditation summits for years now. He has traveled to various locations, whether it be Himachal Pradesh, Jaipur, for his spiritual retreats. And it's his annual fixture after any significant win or loss in a political arena. The latest comes at a time when speculation is rife that Arvind Kejriwal may shift his focus entirely to Punjab to secure his party's hold in the only state it still has power, and potentially even look for a Rajya Sabha entry through that state. He's also visiting the state at the time when the Congress party has claimed that several Aam Aadmi Party MLAs are poised to defect, and therefore he may be looking to play a larger role in Punjab politics. However, the Aam Aadmi Party has dismissed all these reports, including the claim that Punjab Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann may be replaced. This time, they have even cited a Khalistani threat and security protocol as the reason for this large and lavish convoy of vehicles given to him last night. Listening to the defense.
एक नेशनल पार्टी के नेशनल कन्वीनर हैं, 3 बार के मुख्यमंत्री हैं, तो क्या कोई सिक्योरिटी प्रोटोकॉल होना चाहिए साथ में कि नहीं होना चाहिए? वो अरविंद केजरीवाल जी प्राइवेट गाड़ी में गए हैं, उनके आगे पीछे अगर कोई जिप्सी एस्कॉर्ट पायलट की चल रही है तो किसके आगे नहीं पीछे नहीं चलती? मेरे कहने का मतलब मनजिंदर सिरसा जी, आप लोगों को दिल्ली के लोगों ने 5 साल दिल्ली की सेवा करने का मौका दिया, उस चीज पे ध्यान दीजिए। दिल आपका यहाँ घूम रहा है, खुद आप दिल्ली में घूम रहे हो, वहीं पे सेवा कर लीजिए, पंजाब हम संभालेंगे। पंजाब में कई ऐसे तुरे फिरते हैं जो आज की डेट में एमएलए भी नहीं है। अगर मैं कांग्रेसी अकालियों बीजेपी वालों के नाम लेने लगूंगा तो उनको बोलिए पहले वो अपनी सिक्योरिटी और अपनी सारी सरकारी गाड़ियां छोड़ दें, फिर हमसे सवाल करेंगे।
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Kejriwal may have lost the daily elections, but one question remains. Has he truly rejected the VVIP mindset? Remember, here's a man who once drove a humble wagoner. He has now gotten used to not just a luxury car for himself, but multiple cars in a cavalcade. Is Arvind Kejriwal no longer the Aam Aadmi he once claimed to be? Let's listen into what the people, the Aam Aadmi on the street really feels before we go across to my guests.
सर, दिल्ली के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल साहब होशियारपुर पंजाब जाते हैं मेडिटेशन करने के लिए, कल देर रात पहुंचते हैं, लेकिन उनके साथ एक बहुत बड़ा काफिला चलता है सिक्योरिटी का। तो बहुत से लोग, आम आदमी पार्टी के बहुत से लोग और बीजेपी के बहुत से लोग पूछ रहे हैं कि ज़रूरत है इस पैसे, पब्लिक के पैसे को एक पूर्व चीफ मुख्यमंत्री को यूज़ करने के लिए इस तरह से?
मुझे तो नहीं लगता है, नहीं करना चाहिए।
नहीं। और ध्यान जो होता है कि ध्यान करने गए हैं, लगता है कि मतलब वाकई में ध्यान करने गए हैं या पंजाब में कुछ अब राजनीति कुछ खेल होने वाला है, क्या लगता है?
देखिए, सही मायने में जो ध्यान करते हैं वो अलग लोग होते हैं, और जो दिखावा करते हैं और बढ़ चढ़ के अपनी बातों को बताते हैं वो दूसरे लोग होते हैं। मैंने भी मेडिटेशन किया है, विपश्यना किया है, मैं इगतपुरी नासिक में किया है मैंने, तो वो करने वाले लोग अलग होते हैं।
अभी तो डिपेंड करता है ना, फेमस पर्सनैलिटी हैं, कहीं भी जाएंगे तो कैमरा तो उनके साथ जाएगा ही।
जाएगा।
कल को अगर उनको पंजाब में कुछ हो जाए, खुदा न खास्ता कोई उन पर हमला कर दे, कुछ कर दे, तो फिर किस पे सवाल उठेंगे? करंट सरकार पे ना। सिक्योरिटी नहीं प्रोवाइड करा पाए एक मुख्यमंत्री को, आप पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री को, तो उस हिसाब से सिक्योरिटी तो बनती है उनकी।
मैं ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि अभी जो पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री जितने भी रहे हैं, क्या वो वीवीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट नहीं लेते? सब लेते हैं, उसमें उनकी क्या गलती है?
So the questions have already been set up by the real Aam Aadmi. Now let's get the answers. Jasmine Sandhawalia, spokesperson of the BJP, joins me on this debate. Advocate Ashpreet Khadiyal, spokesperson of the Congress, is with her. Dr. Nimmi Rastogi, spokesperson of the Aam Aadmi Party, and also Shailesh Gandhi, former CIC, are joining me at this point. Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me. Let me begin with you, Dr. Nimmi Rastogi. You've already heard some of the voices on the street here. I'll ask you a very simple question. Is this Aam Aadmi behavior?
See, Arvind Kejriwal has very high threat perception. He was a recipient of Z plus security. And in last 4 months, there have been 6 very nasty attacks on him. So obviously, it is the responsibility of the government and the state to make sure that no further attack happens on him. Having said that, he is also the national convener of a national party, so he's well within his rights. And as far as tongue-in-cheek statements are concerned, well, it seems BJP can't take Arvind Kejriwal off their mind. Instead of focusing on governance and delivering the promises of 2,500 to every woman and free cylinder on Holi, they're trying to very coolly distract the attention of people towards this non-issue. Vipassana is a very healthy practice. It sets very good precedents, and Arvind Kejriwal remains the common person because inside the ashram, he will be leading a very frugal life. So, and the card that he's traveling is also very simple. It's the security thing which is making whole cavalcade look that big. So I think it's a non-issue. It does not fit into those jibes and tongue-in-cheek remarks that the oppositions feel very happy when they say things, nasty things about Arvind Kejriwal. We will tend to ignore it and will remind them of their promises, huge promises they've made to the people of Delhi.
But what about the promise which Mr. Arvind Kejriwal had made? Forget the opposition for a second, Dr. Rastogi. In 2013, Arvind Kejriwal had come and publicly had shown that he will never take a security cavalcade. He will never take protection. It doesn't matter if he loses a life or not. That was the very identity of Arvind Kejriwal. Now, I'm asking you as a common citizen at this point, honestly, I have no affiliation with any political party. But when I see these visuals, when I see the visual of his cavalcade, that MG Gloucester, I think, was his SUV before the Delhi elections got over, then all these accusations of a sheeshmel, this does not smack of the Arvind Kejriwal we had all gotten to know and respect in 2013.
See, what Arvind Kejriwal said was an activist speaking without actually experiencing the nitty and gritty of a person in public life at the helm of affairs where they could have hundreds of enemies. And the government itself doesn't want any representative to be hurt like this. So security cover and all the administrative protocol, etc., is part of that. But in the heart of heart, Arvind Kejriwal remains a common person with very frugal habits, with no ostentatious living or desires. It's only a facade that has been
frugal habit
to malign him.
Okay, so still a frugal Aam Aadmi, but with a very ostentatious, with a very elaborate security cover. You say he has evolved into a politician who requires security cover based on threat perception. Jasmine Sandhawalia, come in at this point. Why is the accusation coming in from the Aam Aadmi party is why is the BJP so obsessed with Arvind Kejriwal? You have defeated him. You have defeated him quite handily in the Delhi elections here. Why is the obsession still with the Aam Aadmi party convener?
I don't think so. We're obsessed with Arvind Kejriwal. He's a defeated man. And I want to first of all start by saying that I want to counter the AAP spokesperson when she says that the BJP should be delivering its promises. It is 3 years in Punjab. I'm still waiting for my 1,000 rupees. Mr. Kejriwal, as the Supremo of the AAP, had come to Punjab and promised that every woman in Punjab will receive 1,000 rupees. So let's not have a holier than thou. We have just come into power in Delhi and we will be delivering our promises. But what has happened to Mr. Kejriwal? He comes every year to Hoshiarpur, and 8th of March is the Women's Day. So I hope at least on the 8th of March, being in Punjab, he should announce that women like me and everybody else in Punjab will receive 1,000. Now, when we talk about the uncle and the entourage, which travels with Mr. Kejriwal, I want to bring one thing to the notice of everybody, that this is a very brazenly blatant man who's flouting what he touted. He promised the people of Punjab and Delhi a simple government, a simple man, a politician who had no frills, who was going to be humble and who was going to work for the betterment of people. Now, when Mr. Aman Arora was saying that MLAs in Punjab take security, whether they are from Congress or Akali Dal or BJP, well, I do not disagree with him wholeheartedly. There is a culture, VIP culture, but look at Manpreet Badal. There is a huge threat to him also. He has been the finance minister for 10 years in Punjab. The man carries the Badal last name. The perception of threat towards him is huge, but he has no gunmen. He roams around. He drives his car himself. So it is the personal value system which Kejriwal has totally flouted. Here is a man who said he was Misa. He promised the people of Punjab that he will not be ostentatious. So that is why he gets singled out. And he has lost moral ground. And I think his whole value system is catching up with him to keep repeating, oh, the BJP is obsessed. We are not obsessed with him. God bless him. He should enjoy his Vipassana. But he has no right to squander the resources of Punjab government. Yes, he's the Supremo of a national party. The party should fund that, not the state government. Whatever he's entitled, the party should be doing that. Punjab is already debt-ridden. So please do not
Dr.
create so much a burden on it.
Dr. Rastogi, please respond to that charge. Please put the record straight. Is the party funding it, or is the Punjab government funding the security cover of a political leader who's right now not in power in an official position?
He is entitled for Z+ security for good reasons, and that is the central government, CRPF, and other as a protocol demands.
So what is the need of Punjab? What is the need of 100 Punjab personnel taking? Why is he utilizing 100 Punjab police?
500 crore head office. So it's BJP that's a rich party that makes
that is not
in
an
every
answer.
district hundreds and thousands of crores head
that's digressing.
Office. A small party with very limited, the financial thing. So we cannot compete with Bharatiya Janata Party. Therefore, we cannot fund anything like this.
So that's why you squander the state's resources. You will go ahead and squander the resources of the state. And here is you promise the people of Punjab. You promise the people of Punjab that you will not squander away our resources. And what are you doing?
Ma'am, get Arvind Kejriwal out of your mind and start working, start delivering.
I'm not obsessed.
It is your hatred for Arvind Kejriwal.
Okay, let me come in at this point.
Please leave some energy with you
let me come in at this point again, because then I think we went through this entire debate of cycles during the Delhi elections. I don't want to go back into that. The point is, if honestly, if the Aam Aadmi party can accuse the Delhi BJP of not delivering in, I think, the 1 month or so it's been in power, the counter question has been as to delivery in Punjab. But let me get in Advocate Ashpreet Khadiyal, spokesman of the Congress, and then I'll go to Shailesh Gandhi as well. Advocate Khadiyal, is Arvind Kejriwal being singled out only because he had made lofty promises 12 years ago. And honestly, as a politician, as a person, he's allowed to evolve. Truth is, in Punjab or in most states in India, there is a VIP culture. People like to flaunt their cavalcades, like to flaunt the security cover in the guise of having a security threat. Today, if this individual would have been from the Congress or from the BJP, probably he would not be targeted. Do you find merit in that suggestion?
The fact of the matter is that this party has been seeking votes on the basis of, we are for the Aam Aadmi. We work for the Aam Aadmi. But this Aam Aadmi party should now change its name to Khas Aadmi Party because they are of the rich, for the rich, and by the rich. The fact of the matter is that the Aam Aadmi Party has been in headlines for its sheesh mahals, for its VVIP culture, for its massive securities, for their lavish lifestyle, for their big marriage functions, for their exquisite dinners, and all of that. We've all seen it. So the fact of the matter is, Mr. Kejriwal came to Punjab for Vipassana. In what capacity did he enjoy this security cover? Is he the chief minister or a minister or an MP or an MLA? What is he? In what capacity has he gotten this? Because back in the day, we all remember that there was an issue that was brought up. Mr. Kejriwal, despite being a Z plus protectee, despite having 63 plus security personnel, was enjoying extra security cover from Punjab police, which was recently withdrawn around the elections. And that was rather illegal because, that could not have been done. And despite that, no action has been taken. And when it comes to Aam Aadmi Party's stand, there's security issue, law and order issue. If that is what the Aam Aadmi Party's leaders are saying, that is a certificate of failure to the Aam Aadmi Party, that the law and order of Punjab, which is a border state, sensitive state, is in shambles. Back-to-back incidents have been happening. That is a blunder on the part of the Aam Aadmi Party. That so many things have been happening in Punjab. The drug raid, the crime raid, the abduction raid, the gangsterism, and all of that is touching the sky. The fact of the matter is that the people who have a high threat perception, they're not being allowed security. I'll give an example of a former Congress leader and a very famous singer, Mr. Sidhu Moosewala. He had a very high threat perception. Despite that, his security was pruned back in the day. It was published by the Aam Aadmi Party after
Dr. Rastogi, come in on this point.
And because of that,
Dr. Rastogi, come in on this point before. Okay, Advocate Khadial, we've got your point. Let Dr. Rastogi come in on that. I also want to get in Mr. Gandhi as well. Dr. Rastogi, Captain Amrinder Singh is the former Chief Minister of Punjab. I don't think I've ever seen him having a cavalcade like this. Charanjit Singh Channi is a former Chief Minister of Punjab. I don't think I've ever seen him have a cavalcade like this. If today Arvind Kejriwal is unsafe in a party which has been run by his party in a state which has been run by his party for the last several years, that's a failure of the Aam Aadmi Party. That's a failure of the Bhagwant Mann government here. Why should the people of Punjab pay for the protection of something where the state government has failed, if indeed this threat perception is valid?
The opposition in Punjab is not perceiving the reality that the law and order situation in Punjab is much, much better with certain very stern and formative actions taken by Bhagwant Mann Sarkar. Even as me and you are talking, there have been raids after raids, and there is a proper muhim to rout out the mafia. So don't worry about law and order situation in Punjab. We are at it. It was our promise. We stand by it.
I'm not worried. Mr. Kejriwal is worried, ma'am. I mean, going by this cavalcade, Mr. Kejriwal is worried. If law and order was so great, certainly he didn't require 20-odd police jeeps to protect him.
It's the number of cars. It's not that he's worried. It's that he's just passively following the protocol. Where is the question of his wish or his perception of threat? It is, the administrative protocol. Left to him, he would be left alone to concentrate on meditation. You are making issue out of nothing. It's just a number of cars. These are not the material thing that he's going to consume or that he wants to show off. It's something that opposition is using as a tool to take away the attention from the real issues. Look at the law and order situation of Delhi. Please, now that you are in power and police is under you, always it has been. So please pay attention towards this, and please don't waste people's taxpayers' money on useless things like building head offices and those RSS head offices made of thousands of crores. Please,
But
have the
those have
reality
come from
check.
party
Leave
and
Arvind
those have
Kejriwal
come from party and RSS funds. They may have some very rich donors, but there's no link that has come from taxpayers' money. But nevertheless,
It's all
Dr. Rastogi,
black
fair enough. I
money.
don't want to
It's
get into a
black
verbal
money.
altercation with you.
Thousands and crores of black
Okay.
money.
Okay, your point has been noted. Shailesh Gandhi has been waiting quite patiently. Shailesh Gandhi, former CIC. The point still remains that irrespective of whether Mr. Arvind Kejriwal personally has a say or wants this security cavalcade or not, I'm assuming that if there's someone who understands the importance of the politics of perception, of the importance of perception in politics, it's Arvind Kejriwal. The man came onto power on very simple origins with his blue Wagoner, got everyone's imagination, got everyone's sympathy, got a lot of votes also. Yet in the run-up to the elections, one of the issues which dogged him was sheeshmail. Now you can argue, I'm not getting into the merits whether sheeshmail existed and what was there or not, but going by the results, it's evident that sheeshmail had a say in turning the people's perception against him. Wouldn't it have made a bit more sense for Mr. Kejriwal and his party to not have this display of security, if nothing else, just to send the message that Mr. Kejriwal is going back to his roots, which is what Vipassana is all about, reconnecting with your roots?
It's very sad to see this state of affairs. Arvind has been an associate with whom I have worked in the RTI movement, and he was an idealist. From there, when he turned to politics, he seems to have decided to be like all the other politicians. The charge is right. Such excessive security concerns are just not on. 23 or 24 vehicles going around for a former chief minister. I think which other former chief minister goes around with 23, 24 cars? I'm almost certain Mr. Kejriwal himself in Delhi, when he was chief minister, may not have gone around with 24 cars. Bhagwant Singh Maan may not be going around with 24 cars. This is obsession with importance, self-importance. And it's very, very sad. The Indian public was fooled into believing that Arvind Kejriwal would show an idealistic political scenario. It was fooled when the Janata Party came to power in 1977. And again, this time, Arvind gave that hope that he'll have politics with ethics, honesty, and accountability, and no big expenditure and no big show. When people talk of taxpayers' money, I feel offended. It's not just the taxpayers' money, it is implied income tax. The poorest person in India pays GST. And expensive expenditure, to me, the picture is of snatching a morsel from the hands of a poor little girl who's starving to death. That is India. And it's unfortunate that Arvind Kejriwal does not understand this, or is choosing not to understand it and believes that people will get fooled. People are not going to get fooled. In Delhi, you are right. I think that Shishmal's story was a big perception loss for the Aam Aadmi Party. And that could be perhaps one of the single major causes for their loss. I wish Arvind Kejriwal went back to idealism. And he used to say earlier, as an activist, that maybe wo kursi mein koi problem hai. He seems out to be proving that the kursi mein problem hai. The moment you get a chair, all your values disappear. All values seem to undergo. And this applies not just to Aam Aadmi Party. This applies to BJP, Congress, socialist parties, all these parties. Simple things are not understood. Governance and people's welfare suffers as they make big shows about their own importance. I wish this could change. And this is an appeal not just to Arvind Kejriwal, but to the Congress and the BJP whose spokespersons are here, to come back to a normal life. I still recall there was a time when all government officers used to get ambassadors. Today, nothing less than 50 lakh cars are acceptable. This mindset has to change. Public service must get importance.
Yes,
Public
and that's a very
must be
important point. That is a very important point made by Shailesh Gandhi, that let's be under no assumption that it's just the Aam Aadmi Party which is guilty of using this largesse. The point being made is that the Aam Aadmi Party party pretended to, or at least claimed that they were a party which was not involved in all these trappings of power. Dr. Nimmi Rastogi, you wanted to come in, and I think I'll have to leave you with the last word. Would the decent thing be not, at this point, given the fact that Punjab is facing a financial burden, would the decent thing not be for the Aam Aadmi Party or for Mr. Kejriwal to come out and state that, you know, I'm paying for the security cavalcade out of my pocket, or at least from the Aam Aadmi Party's coffers here, instead of using people's money? Because this is a vicious cycle. Either Mr. Kejriwal is under security threat, then the question is asked to the Bhagwant Mann government, or if it's safe, then he doesn't need this cavalcade.
I'll answer that. First of all, let me tell Mr. Gandhi that Delhi was the only state with budget surplus and with very healthy fiscal scenario. So it's not that he spent all the money on himself. He used it for the benefit and the larger good of common man of the state. Second thing, I think it was just passively following the protocol with. As an act of omission, he could have said no, had he known. It is not an act of commission saying that, no, I want 100 cars behind me. If I know Arvind Kejriwal correctly, if I know my government party correctly, I know this is just an act of omission, maybe an oversight. They didn't know.
So, Dr. Rastogi, who had the power to say no? If Mr. Arvind Kejriwal didn't have the power to say no, if Mr. Bhagwant Mann didn't have the power to say no, who was forcing this cavalcade on him? The central government?
No, Punjab usually have this boastful culture with all apologies. So I think it was a show of strength, or I should say, since many people are going, his wife is going, many of our MLAs, ex-MLAs, ministers are going. So I think that increased number of this thing. But yes, principally, I agree that we should all act with sensibility and not waste people's taxpayers' money. It is the responsibility.
Okay, Jasmine ji wants to come in. Jasmine ji, I have 30 seconds because you are also continuing with me in the next debate, and I really don't want to cut into that. That's a very
15 seconds
yes,
to Mr.
just 15 seconds,
because
Jasmine
he's also Punjabi, and 15 seconds to me. When Madam says that Punjabis are boastful, we are not. We are one of the most humble people, hardworking people. The people of Punjab voted for Kejriwal and AAP. That you will not squander our resources, and you have absolutely failed. Mr. Kandiyal, please take the 15 seconds.
I can't believe the BJP and the Congress are actually teaming up. Well, that's what politics happens.
We are teaming up with Punjabis. We are teaming up with Punjabis.
It's not about teaming up. The people of Punjab have teamed up against the Aam Aadmi Party because it's a government of blunders, of failures. The fact of the matter is that the Aam Aadmi Party's government has begotten a very big burden on the exchequer of Punjab. As of today, the burden on the exchequer of Punjab is 3 lakh plus crores. And they had made massive promises. We'll take out 10,000 crores from liquor, 20,000 crores from mining, and we'll spend it over Punjab. They have vanished it. They have, the money has been going into advertising and marketing and branding and whatnot. Mr. Kejriwal has been using our resources. The plains of Punjab has been used. Our security personnel have been used. The police vehicles in Delhi elections, there were allegations of them being used. Then another incident has come to forth. So the fact of the matter is that the Aam Aadmi Party's Delhi unit has been having not a field day, but field years ever since the Aam Aadmi Party formed government in Punjab, and they have been draining our resources.
So I'll tell you what, I think everyone can agree with me. We have very senior political representatives who say that in politics, it's all about when you learn from mistakes here. And at the end of the day, it remains to be seen as to whether the Aam Aadmi Party goes back to its roots. Vipassana is a means of doing so. So far, I would say that the optics suggest otherwise, but we'll take Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and his party's view on that. Of course, the people of Punjab will have the final say in a few years. But thank you so much, Dr. Nimmi Rastogi and also Shailesh Gandhi ji for giving us your views here. Advocate Kejriwal and Jasmine Sandhawalia, please stay on with us because there's another, also a very important debate on which we'll require the BJP and the Congress's views. That's coming up in, I think, 30 seconds. Stay tuned.